You know, it's really funny. A lot of people are actually experiencing the shift that's going on the planet right now. But the one thing that I want to make really clear, which is unfortunately the case, is that not every single person is necessarily going to be completely in alignment with the shift that's going on. I think that my belief is that one way or another, every single human being on this planet is going to be affected by the higher frequency energy, by all the things that are happening. But we can be in flow and in alignment with the changes that are happening in the world tangibly and energetically, or we can be in resistance to them and fight the fact that the world is actually changing. It's upgrading energetically, physically, tangibly. The systems are going to be changing as well. And so in this video, what I want to discuss and what we're going to be talking about is the 2021 awakening timeline split. What that means and 3 things you need to know about the shift that's happening in the world right now. Because my belief is that there is a shift happening and there's also a split happening between the lower frequencies and the higher frequencies. And not everybody's guaranteed to be totally in the flow with that higher energy. And so we're going to talk about what that all means and the 3 things that you need to know about what's happening. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. So the first thing that we need to know about the 2021 awakening timeline split, and the first thing you need to know about this shift that's happening, is that I believe that with the changes that are happening in the world right now, and we're going to get into what I mean in just a little bit in terms of what I mean by split, but the first thing that we need to know is that it's very important to be fearless right now, to be completely in your power, to be in that space of fearlessness, because fearlessness is what allows you to not only feel the peace in your body that every single human heart craves, but also to manifest the reality you really want into your existence, because fearlessness is what allows effortless manifestation to start occurring in your life. Fearlessness is the space where love and peace and joy truly happens. And so what I want you to keep in mind is that in whatever area of your life you need to be more fearless, I highly encourage you to bring in more of a fearlessness energy. I used to be in software development and I absolutely did not enjoy being in that program. And there was an insight that I had while I was studying software over, I think it was about 2 years ago at this point, and I realized that the only reason I stay in that program is out of fear. Fear of what? Fear of not being able to figure out what I wanted to do instead. Because when we live into the fear, you'll start to notice that things start to go wrong. The more that I trust in my energy of fearlessness, the more that I trust in the higher frequency, the higher vibrational energy, the energy of alignment, the energy of feeling good, being fearless, effortless manifestation starts to happen in my life. And I feel peaceful in the process. But when I live into fear, I start to notice that things slowly fall apart. Things have that resistance. And believe it or not, for me, it's just small little glimpses of like, oh, I'm stepping into that fear energy. But believe it or not, the split is actually what I believe is that for certain individuals, you'll see glimpses of that fear coming back into their energy field. But imagine this. Imagine that some people are completely in that energy. They're completely in the energy of that resistance, that fear. It's not that you're living in the default fearlessness and that occasionally some fear comes in. It's that a lot of people on the planet are gonna, unfortunately, what I believe is a possibility is that a lot of people are gonna be split off into the energy of fear. Their default frequency is gonna be an energy of fear, an energy of resistance, an energy of fighting what is. And so when we're in this energy of fighting what is, what begins to happen is we're completely out of alignment with our heart and our soul. So when I realized that living into software was only because of fear of not being able to figure out what I wanted to do instead, thank God that I made that choice, because here I am doing what I love every single day. It was a very powerful choice because it was almost like I had a choice to split off either into the fear or into the fearlessness. And I made the choice, which is a choice, by the way. You can make that choice as well, to live into the fearlessness. So my invitation to you is to ask yourself, where are you living into fear? Are you living somebody else's life? Or are you living the life that you truly want to live? Because fear is about living somebody else's life, doing the things that you feel you have to do. It's like, oh, I have to do this. I think I have to do this, even though you don't have to do anything. You can do whatever you want. Because the more that you align with your own energy, that is what has the significant positive impact on the planet. And so the second thing I believe we need to know about this split that's happening, where some people are going to be splitting off into the lower energies and some people are going to be splitting off into the higher energies, is to follow your heart. If you want to guarantee that you are in the uttermost alignment with the highest frequency on the planet, I highly encourage you to be completely in alignment with your heart. What do you truly love to do? What's the thing that you really love to do? This is what a lot of people don't want to talk about. I'm not talking about this dream that you have in your mind. I am talking about that. But the difference in terms of how I'm explaining it is, are you actually living into it? I think that living into your heart, I don't want to say follow your heart, I'm going to say live into your heart is the second thing you need to know. If you want to guarantee that you're in alignment with this higher frequency energy, with the new earth, with what some people call the 5D consciousness split, the timeline split, the awakening, the great awakening, all these words are just human constructed labels pointing to the same truth, which is we are all connecting back to the source of who we truly are. And if you live into your heart space, if you live into what feels good in your heart, you are pretty much going to guarantee yourself and be in the promised land of not being in that low frequency energy where you hate what you do, where you wake up feeling like you have to do things even though you don't feel like you want to. That's the energy we're getting away from. We're getting away from an energy of waking up in the morning thinking you have to do something that goes against your feelings because society says it's the right thing to do. But why not create life on your terms? Why not start to shift your reality and live into your heart space? Your heart is always calling you to do the things that you want to do. And I highly encourage you to live into your heart space, to live into your intuition, and live into what feels aligned to you. And this is going to be very important for you to be living in the reality that you prefer to live in, that's completely in alignment with the higher energy frequencies that are starting to come onto the planet more so every single day. And the third thing you need to know about this timeline split, this 2021 awakening that's happening, the last thing you need to know about the shift that's happening on the planet right now is where you place your intention is going to be very important. Look at where the collective is placing their attention right now. We're all focused, well, not me, but a lot of the collective is focused on sickness. on being not sick, anti-sickness, anti-this, anti-that, anti-this. I'm not saying that these things happening in the world are completely fake. And I'm not going to say any words for the purposes of keeping this video, allowing this video to reach as many people as possible. But what I am going to say though is that if you focus on something long enough, you're going to create it in your life. If you put enough focus and energy into something, you are going to amplify it. Even something that may be not real at first can become real for you personally and your subjective reality if you give it all your attention and focus. If you nurture something, if you give something energy, it is going to expand, it is going to grow, whether it's something positive or negative. This is why being very conscious of your attention and your focus and where you put your energy is going to be of the utmost importance in terms of this timeline split that's happening. Are you putting your focus on the solution, or are you putting your focus on the problem? I don't focus on all the stuff that's happening in the world. I'm focused on my own little reality. I focus on what I want to create, how I can help the people in front of me, the clients that I work with, the videos that I record, and that's where I put all of my energy. And guess what? That's exactly the reality that I create for myself. It's not to be oblivious in terms of what's happening in the world, but the question is, are you giving the things in the world that you don't want to experience more energy, more focus than needed? Because it's important to be aware, sure, but at some level though, what's the point of putting all our attention onto something if it's only putting us in a disempowered state? What can you do within your control to shift the timeline in your life, your individual life? Remember, energy flows where attention goes. So the last thing I feel that is very important for people to know, what I believe is going to be very important in 2021, is where do you individually place your attention? Where do you place your attention? Where do you place your focus? And if you start to focus on the things that you want, and I know that sounds simple, this is Law of Attraction 101. Where do you put your attention? But if you keep putting your attention on all the things you don't want to experience, look at what is manifesting in the world. There's a lot of other things that can be focused on that are negative, but we happen to be focusing on this one right now. And watch, 5 years from now, it'll be something else. But I do believe though that just to plant this bonus seed in this video, because a lot of people are probably wondering what my perspective is on this. My prediction is that a lot of people are going to become conscious in 2021 that they have been placing attention the last year on something that they don't need to be placing attention on anymore. Humans are going to realize that they're over amplifying the energies on this one specific topic, on what's happening in the world right now, and that we need to start shifting our focus. We need to stop focusing on the fear and the problem, but start focusing on the solution. Don't be anti-sickness, be pro-health. Be pro-health. Because for example, if you're wearing these things like masks all the time, what you're doing is you're protecting against something. And when you're protecting against something, you're always going to be running away from the problem. And if you're running away from the problem, it implies that the problem is still there. But if you assume the problem's not there anymore and you live from a space of the problem already being done, the problem starts to go away. This is where people get lost in healing the past for 10 years. Oh, I need to heal the past. I need to heal my traumas. I need to heal this. But actually, if you focus on where you are right now and you focus on where you want to go, the past falls away. I'm not saying that bringing up the past and doing things like therapy aren't useful, but if you keep putting your attention on the past, you're going to keep living into the past, and you're living into something that doesn't exist anymore. It only exists in your thought processes. So what I'm here to tell you is, where are you placing your attention? Stop putting your attention on the problem. Start putting your attention on the result. Start putting your attention on the now. Start putting your attention on the solution. Start putting your attention on who you would be if the solution was already implied in the scenario that you are in. So that's all I have for this video. If any of these signs resonated with you, leave a comment down below. And leave a comment down below sharing your thoughts and your experiences as well. I always love to hear them, and everybody else loves to hear them as well. I read every single comment. Also leave a like button if this resonated with you. So that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. As always, have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.